Hello, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most hyped up games of the entire tournament. This is going to contain a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't seen this game, click away right now. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. G2 won the game, haha. Alright, let's jump into the draft-a-roni. Let me just lower the music a little bit because these people are, they're just singing in my ears. Okay. Can I write? Can I paint? I can't paint. My epic pen doesn't work, guys. Let me just fix my epic pen. And then we're gonna continue. Boom, we can draw. Alright, so let's take a look at the draft, yeah? Draft, we have Nidalee Liliaban. Yeah, this is not a good look. You know, Jankos had a very bad game, like one of the worst jungle performances we've seen all tournament long. And you banned Lilian, Nidalee, and then you picked Graves. Like, this is not a good look at all for Jankos. Because if you're banning these, it means you're not ready to play them, and then you pick the Graves and perform like that. You know, it's a tough one. But I'm sure Jankos can bounce back. Caitlyn ban, alright, understandable. Make sure that your bot lane is as non-explosive as possible. We don't mind. TF first pick. You know, with the approach that G2 went here, I thought, wow, they practiced something unique in the boot camp. You know, a team composition that is revolving around the Graves. These champions are good at playing for Graves. Volibear has prio. TF can sacrifice himself for the sake of the Graves. Okay, good stuff. You know, good stuff. But G2, you know, if you think of G2, you think of Caps, Wunder. Their performance have been super good. You're putting them on champions that don't really decide the game too much. You know, Caps can be very smart and he played a wonderful TF game, but he's not really carrying anything with this, right? Same thing with Wunder. Wunder played very good this game, but he's playing very good on Volibear. You get my point. And then Graves needs to be the focal point here in this team composition. Here on the red side, if it wasn't for it being Suning, I would be like, you know, Renekton, Lee Sin, 1, 2, 3. I don't like that. But it's OFM. It's OFM Lee Sin. His Lee Sin is different. You want me to explain it? I can't. He's a good Lee. Alright? He's a good Lee. His kicks are so goddamn beautiful. I'm not talking about his shoes. I'm talking about his ultimate, Dragon's Rage. He's a very, very good Lee. Like, his Lee is by far the best one at this tournament. Probably because the other players spend time practicing other junglers, but SoFM Lee Sin is just a different beast. So we accept it. We accept it even though when we see Renekton and Lee Sin same side, we kind of want to cringe. Syndra Lee have some synergy, and Syndra is good into TF, so we don't mind that. It's also good into Graves, it's good into Volibear. Syndra rarely has positions where she's weak. That's why we see Syndra getting blind picked so often. Scatter the Weak is just a very powerful spell with a lot of, you know, range. Nevertheless, looking at the first three, if it wasn't for this being G2, like let's say we block out the names, if it wasn't G2 Suning, we look at this draft, I would be like, yeah baby, I like what I'm seeing on blue side. It wasn't G2. It wasn't G2, we covered it, yeah? Then we like what we're seeing on blue side. Red looks weird. We remove this and then it's like, this is a new look for G2. Ashe gets picked here, they want to last pick support. Here, G2 decided to ban Thresh. I think it's good ban against Swordart. I think his Lantern usage to set up ganks is definitely, you know, something that you should be wary of. And then the Tahm ban. What the fuck? But I believe, due to the Tahm ban, I believe that G2 picked Ezreal Bard on demand. I don't think it was something that was planned. They picked Ezreal Bard on demand. And Ezreal Bard is so important because these are the two champions that makes G2's composition better. Nautilus is the last one. Let's paint Nautilus. That's Nautilus. Nautilus was the last pick. The reason Ezreal Bard is so good here is because the enemy team is actually going to struggle with killing Ezreal. They're going to struggle with killing Ezreal. He's going to be able to kite and poke, and that's super important here because as the game progresses, Ezreal Bard are definitely going to be super impactful. Bard ultimate against Ashe and Syndra gives you ways to access them, and that's something that Graves, TF, and Volibear are going to need help with. So Ezreal Bard, they might have a troublesome lane to run into when it's Ashe and maybe Leona. But Ezreal Bard are going to scale into this game beautifully, and that's important to keep in mind. I think lane matchup wise, this is looking advantageous for red side, but with the little caveat that Volibear and Graves should be slightly stronger on the top side. Graves in isolation should be decent into Lee, but with Syndra prio mid into TF, it's going to be hard to compensate because Ezreal and Bard shouldn't have prio bottom. So early game state is up for debate. G2 needs to be creative and find ways to give lanes prio with the Graves. So he needs to find ganks, he needs to find windows where Lee Sin can't impact. So this is very important. Everything Graves does here is going to be crucial. Whether it's an early gang onto the Volibear, Volibear has prio into Renekton early. Maybe they use Volibear prio to step into mid, give Twisted Fate prio, maybe give him a good base. They need to transfer the pressure between one another all the time. So Graves and Volibear is the starting point, and then it needs to spread further. But that didn't really happen this game. What happened this game was a tragedy on many different levels. From my analytical mind, my brain tells me that this was a very dirty game from both sides. But my heart, I have a heart, I have emotions, loved this game because it was very fun. And as a viewer, I like to see Mikyx, Wunder, and Jankos do well. And it's hard not to love Caps and Perks too. So just for me, G2 have a lot of lovable characters. So it was a very fun moment for me to enjoy this as a viewer, to look at G2. As an analyst, yuck. But let's jump into it and point out what was yuck and what was delicious. Because there was still some delicious things, even though a lot of it was yuck. Someone asked, TCY Dade, can you elaborate on how Syndra is good versus Graves Volley? It is just a question of, these are champions that are very short range, they don't have any dashes. For example, Echo is good in the Syndra because this champion has, in theory, 2 dashes and an ultimate that counters the ult. But Syndra has enough of a, she has a lot of space that she can control, and Volibear is very linear in the way he approaches a fight. He runs like a dog at you. Graves as well, very short range, and needs to find access to Syndra, and Syndra controls that proximity. Right? Sure, there are ways to outplay. Graves can flank or maybe dash the stun or something like this. Volibear can ult into Q. But there are ways to play it out, right? Is TF good into Syndra? We just said that it isn't. Syndra wins against TF 1v1. TF needs help from his team. That's why I presented the idea of Volibear Graves, prio into mid, get TF a base, maybe TF tempo, Syndra bases after, and then maybe you can snowball. Okay, I think we've set the stage. We painted Nautilus beautifully. Let's jump into the game. Let me take a sip of my beverage. Where's my beverage? Here's my beverage. This is delicious beverage, not sponsored. Alright, Duffman was on stage. How unbalanced is that, guys? I think water is so delicious when you're thirsty. Very delicious. So the standout player for me was Bard. And if anyone wanted to argue about who gets the Oppo player of the game, they would have to take it with me. Because I was calling for Bard. Someone in the back room was like, yeah, maybe Caps, maybe Perks. Bro, I don't care about no 10k damage done. Did you see the level of this Bardo? He had to get rid of the beard to play a good Bard. Because Mikyx actually shaved. I think Wunder also played a good game. No one talks about Wunder because he's playing Volibear. Like, no one gives a damn. No one gives a damn if he played good on Volibear. Like, no one just gives a shit. Which I get. I get it. I was very surprised here that Lee Sin solo starts blue. Like, this is some dark arts here, man. Solo start blue. Often when I play Lee, obviously, SoFM is better lead than me. I don't do blue. I think blue is such a waste of time. Because blue is a very tough camp to kill. It's a durable camp. Angel pushing a little bit too hard, but he's looking to bounce before the cannon. But I think he can slow push a bit more and punish a bit more, especially when Cap started E, I believe. But he shoved in 2 and bounced on cannon, which gives TF some breathing room here. Volibear is also hard pushing top. Caps got slapped here in the trade that wasn't shown on camera. And Angel is just continuing with his push. Like, the Ashy is very, very clutch for what Angel wants to do in this lane. So FM is quicker in the clear. Just a little bit. The uses of Ashe is something that the LPL team and the LCK teams do a lot better than the Western teams. I think just the current meta in terms of jungle play and also in terms of AD carry play, I feel like LCK and LPL were just ahead. This is also very awkward for Jankos. He loses a crab and he's walking into Volibear's side. I don't know if Volibear could have controlled the wave in a way where he cheater recalls and then comes out of base together with Graves towards crab. Because Volibear's prio couldn't be used here to contest the crab, so that's pretty sad. And not sure what Mikyx was trying to do here, because him getting that chime lost him more mana than he gained by using that portal. But alright, you know, Ashe and Nautilus should be able to contest prio well in this lane, but Ezreal and Bard are healthy and they're doing good. They had to burn their exhaust, but it's soon up again. And this was a very, very important thing for G2 because Suning's bot lane actually didn't punish enough. Mikyx and Perks managed to get the freeze, so FM is into the bottom side, Bard is basing, Ashe is recalling, and I believe bottom is frozen. And the fact that the bottom is frozen is so important because Perks has TP, so he can stick around in the lane. I really, really believe that it's still frozen. Looking back at Jankos' pathing, like he went all the way into top side and then transfers himself all the way into bottom side. And I think the timing of Volibear and Graves was so terrible. In a case where he can get the crab, it's correct to be there, but he couldn't. Then the full clear is just better, and just accept that you don't have prio on your lanes and the timing of Volibear is off. If Volibear pushed 3 into the turret and then based, cheater recall, item advantage together with Graves takes over river and Renekton gets to also base off of that, then okay. Then Volibear sacrificed himself for the sake of Graves. That's cool. But in this case, Graves just wasted time and still Graves didn't base. So Lee Sin has a monster advantage. Lee Sin cleared all of his camps. I don't know if he did golems, just take a step back and check if he did golems. I believe he didn't. I don't think he did 24. He'll be on 28 if he did golems. And here he's clearing his second Gromp. And this is Lee Sin with a base advantage. Basing takes time. So like Graves went from all the way top to look at SoFM taking the crab all the way into bottom side to do golems and then to fap around a little bit longer. But the key thing here is, as I mentioned, with the whole bot lane situation, Perkz and Mikyx have a CS advantage because of the base situation Suning created. Now it's unfrozen, Jankos is in position, and they get the wave into the tower. And sure, Huan Feng is going to catch all of these minions, but any lane state like this, very beneficial for Ezreal and Bard, because as we mentioned, these champions scale super well. But the problem is Jankos showed on bottom. And once again, SoFM is just grabbing the wolves, and this has been an issue for G2 very, very often when they try to play Graves, another champion like it. Here we go, Caps with the auto attacks. He only has no magic mantle. Bard does more damage than him, SoFM flashes, but all in all, they defended half of the wolves, and this is where Jankos goes ballistic. He goes completely ballistic. He's like, this guy stole my puppies. I need to steal his chickens. And this makes absolutely no sense. There's no fucking reason to do this, and I think Jankos knows it. So, yeah, it is what it is. But even, let's say a world where he doesn't go for this, okay? Let's say a world where he doesn't go for this, he's already behind. Lee Sin got 2 crabs. He cleared his jungle, full jungle except the golems. And he already took his second Gromp. And here SoFM is going to take Raptors. He's going to take the Golem. Maybe he's going to look for top crab. And then he's going to be 6. And Graves is already sad. But this just makes it worse. I'm not justifying the play. I'm just saying the situation is already bad to make it clear that all these decisions. Graves, lack of cooperation with Volibear. If you don't want to do that with Volibear for the state of the lane, you just full clear, you base, no problem. You look to mismatch, you look to take the camp on the side, the crab that the side that Lee Sin doesn't land on, but it's hard to predict that Lee will land on top side because blue starred Lee is kind of silly. Do players get flamed by the coach after game for deaths like this? Well, it depends. It depends on the team situation. There's no manual for how to coach. Coaching is the business of managing people, and people are different. Some people need to get yelled at. Some people need to be told, bro, it's okay. This wasn't you. Let's just move on. Some need to, need the silence treatment. Some people need something else. It just depends from people to people. You need to, build relationships and act based off of them. But yeah, Jankos is running it down. He got the Raptor though. He got the Raptor. Yay. Ezreal Bard are chilling. Perkz still has TP on. Angel lost a lot of mana killing Jankos. I guess Caps is happy about that. Pepega. So FM6. Still didn't skill ultimate. Now he did. Kind of weird how slow it was. Good lane state bot, we mentioned it again. The continuation here is now the 2v2 mid is significantly stronger. Volibear is not going to impact mid. Graves is behind. Like if Graves was 6 here and SoFM was behind somehow, then okay. But SoFM is 6, Angel is 6. Syndra Lee is a very powerful 2v2 lane. It just is. A very, very good 2v2 lane. And they enter, steal the Raptors away. Lee is continuing his pressure. He doesn't have smite here because he used it on Raptor. And the Jankos at least gets a little bone. And Angel and SoFM maneuvered in the 2v2 super well. They get the Elder, the Infernal. And already the game is not looking that great for G2. The one hope is Ezreal Bard. They're in good state. And then being in a good state, of course, matters super, super much. Mikyx very low mana here. They try to woke up. Jankos is 6, but he has an item disadvantage. Syndra finds the cancel on TF, which comes out as a very, very important piece when it comes to this fight. TF no ultimate now, and that's going to suffocate him so much more. You know, sure, Jankos made some mistakes here, but having Ezreal Bard and TF, you know, I think Volibear just needs to sacrifice himself for the sake of Graves. Let's take a look at this again and check if you can actually kill Nautilus. Yeah, I don't know what Jankos did here. This is very troll. Because here the stun lands and you can buffer the Q with Nautilus and dash. And yeah, the spells flew to Zimbabwe. Because they Nautilus should die. And a kill could be cool. A kill could be cool. Yikes. Shoot oxygen. Yes. He hates oxygen. I don't know if they would kill. Like, even my Bard had no passive, no Q, and Ezreal has a tier. So I don't know if they would actually kill. There was the cancel that we spoke about. And getting a plating as Ezreal Bard, Papa bless, man. We're happy about that. Top lane Volibear doing fine on the top side, but still, Graves is in shambles. And Graves has a hard time recovering. Very hard time. In some cases, I would say, yeah, both junglers are going to be equally useless, but this is SoFM Lee Sin. Mikyx played a very clean game. Yeah, maybe you could play some Gragunia. A beautiful LPL Rift Herald. They don't commit here together with their AD carry. Ezreal starts TPing and they walk away. No rush at all. Wait, who used Smite? Oh, SoFM just smote? Huh? But here it's good to not start because of Perks TP. But they bait the Perks TP and I think eventually they managed to walk away. Look at Sword Art buffering, man. And I think they get double kill. They get double kill. What is the correct move here for Sony? Let me think. I think not starting Herald is just better. Like, there's a crab here, that's so easy to take decisions. They see them all the time. I think just not starting is good. Juan Feng can push and then walk towards mid and all will be good. Just a straight up 4v3 here. And then once again, Ezreal Bard, Ezreal getting the kills is huge. Any kills that Ezreal gets means so much. There was a lot that went wrong in this moment. Like Angel also looking for mushrooms in the enemy jungle. Yeah, in hindsight, the smite was genius. It definitely was genius. Like, I just shouldn't question SoFM Lee Sin. I'm just gonna stop questioning it altogether. Yeah, the correct move is just to not start Herald. I think just don't start Herald. It's much better. Now Ezreal's already strong. Ezreal's already strong, and the game is still like right now. It's in a very decent position. Very decent position. The problem here with them trying to bait the Ezreal TP is just that the decision is just too easy to make. Oh, there's a lot of good Lee Sin players. Let's not exaggerate, guys. But SoFM is definitely a fantastic Lee. There's a lot of good Lee Sin players all over the world. This game Suning used lane prio and really found strength in their 2v2s. And SoFM chose the right moments to strike. Coming into this Drake, there's no reason for G2 to look to contest. Ezreal still hasn't reached some kind of breaking point. I think 2 items is where they should start to look to fight. They should look to trade into topside, maybe get some platings and potentially, you know, use Rift to gain some momentum in this game. That's super important. Because you don't want to fight on Drake. You just don't. Like, you look at the items of your team and that's silly. I didn't like the Renekton purchase here in Tiamat. I think Bruiser versus Bruiser like Renekton and Volibear is too much of a stat check. So I think Volibear is definitely winning here. Syndra has prior mid, Volibear no TP, Ben has TP. No reason to even try to do anything here. Cap's trying to get out, but Ashe is hovering after him just to make sure to arrow him if he ults out. But Cap just walks away with the use of Ghost. Second Drake down, G2 trade of course with the Herald. All is good in the neighborhood. G2 still relevant in this game. There's the problem of course, Graves. Ezreal 2 core is going to be when they strike. Important Manamune is stacked for Ezreal. He gets Iceborne Gauntlet. And he's gonna be Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. I don't like that song. I don't know why I sang it. I am very sorry. I mean it when I say that I'm very sorry. Yeah, I feel terrible. As you're still not on 2 core, but by the time Ocean comes, he should be on 2 core. And winnable. Winnable game. But some of the fights go horribly wrong. Suning are very good at finding engages and contesting the right space. Wunder pushing away. Bin can't contest. Like, Bin's items are too trash. Like, this Tiamat buy is so fucking expensive. Like, Tiamat is a Gucci item. Like, it's a luxury item. Yeah, so Vem is on crack. I'm kidding. I don't know why I said he's on crack. It was just because I was on the crackdown very recently. Like, SoFM is doing some mad things here. They get the tower. Let's say this was SoFM's plan all along. He got the tower. But G2 couldn't really defend it. It's a threat of Nautilus ult into Ash Arrow, and that's gonna kill anyone. Oh shit, Mikyx. Alright, we found Mickey's mistake this game. He smoked some Bubba Ganoush there. Nightval soon showing up on SoFM. I think here you should start with TF ult and then your Bard ult. That would be better. You start with TF, Bard ult, the flash will come out and then you Bard ult. I think our EU teams showed their power picks and evolution too early. Yeah, you need the European VPN to watch the LEC. That is hilarious. Yeah. These champions were played. Yeah, TSM don't have a VPN. Yeah, the damage output is not really there. Like, Volibear TF can't really kill anything. Perk's TP was being burnt here, and they were just trying to grab the kill onto Renekton before the Drake spawns to try to gather all the space. But this commitment puts them on the wrong position in the map, and look how much Sooning is taking over. The wards are dropping, the wards are flying, and now they have full control over this jungle space, and still no more mana finished on Ezreal, but this could have been like a potential spot for them to look to fight, but I think it doesn't make sense considering you are sitting on half completed items. Maybe Graves should have bought Knight's Vow as well. Angel walking up a bit too far. Like the silly thing here is that Angel decides to take the wrong path. I think Angel just needed to decide. He stuck around and looks for Qs. And then here Mikyx finds an opportunity where G2 is split. So it's a very good Bard ultimate. Very, very good Bard ultimate. There's a Q. Very nice use of hitbox there from Mikyx. Because here, look at the hitbox. If he angles it directly at Syndra, he's not going to hit it. But if he angles it in a way where the edge of the hitbox touches Syndra, it also goes into the wall there. So it's a very, very nice Q from Mikyx. But they only got Angel's flash off of that, and the Bard ult is so key in the fight. So in a fight where Syndra trades Bard, like her flash for Bard ult, that fight, until Bard ult comes on cooldown again, it is a worthy trade. It is super, super worth it to do that trade. So until Bard ult comes off cooldown, we don't care about a Syndra flash being down. But when Bard ult comes back, then we care. But the problem now is Flash 5-minute cooldown and Drake 5-minute spawn timer. So he would have had, you know, have it back. Here Wunder's walking up a bit too far. I think Suning are keeping the right people close to the area, and Bin's flank here was very, very nice too. It's just that G2 are trying to pass this terrain here that is super tricky to pass, and yeah, Perks got giga caught. So to explain finally, so let's say Syndra. So Syndra was here, right? Bard was here. If he fired directly, the Bard Q would be like this, right? It would connect. But just because he placed it in a way where only the edge of the hitbox hit Syndra, then he also connected with the wall. Do you understand? But yeah, like here, G2's decision, I think here after they push, they're walking towards Drake, and it's hard for them to contest this space. Like, what pressure do they have in this space? They have no vision here, and I think honestly the play is to like Bard portal here and then position here, and then make sure that bin is not in this bush. Like they want to be here, right? And that's okay, like there's no mid tower, so there's no problem. There's no Nash. So if you overcommit to this side of the map, it's all good. Thank you, Yoshinoda. Just the problem here is, like, they're trying to pass, they're trying to poke, and they're hesitating. Ezreal gets hit by a Q into Nautilus ult, he dies, he gets snapped, and Wunder dies. Grey's ult lands, but Suning is on soul points. Yeah, this was pretty troll though. No soul point, because Cap stole it. Another one of those key things that matters so much. Like Ezreal got a double kill, matters super much. Cap stole with a card. Like, the stars needed to align for this sequence to happen. It's pretty goddamn silly. Here, when I was in the green room, I was like, Suning can do Nash, and then I realized it's 19 minutes into the game. Here we go again. I think the Bard portal would have been the way. But also, after Bard ultimate is down, like, Ezreal needs to do so much work to win fights. But So FM became so tilted when the freaking TF card stole it. They don't need Bardul to get out. Like, Suning don't have the best aim. Like, they can be kited. Now Ezreal's strong. Yanko still didn't finish his famous Black Cleaver. This is a disaster of a game for Yankos. Still no Black Cleaver. I think Sword Art, we were praising Mickey a lot, but Sword Art was out and about a lot. Like, he was on some mushrooms. And look at that pink ward placement. Super beautiful. Boom. Look at that pink ward placement. He altered the ward. He altered the ward. Insane. The pink ward. The fucking Amumu, man. The Amumu ward. 5 head. This is a really, really sad one. But yeah, like Sword Art found himself in awkward positions, but when he was in that awkward position, he had some insane movement. Which was cool. Yeah, the perk slash wasn't the best. I think to say that that Angel was dead regardless, I think is pretty. Like, I think if anything, Lee should walk, like, Syndra should walk straight. Like, to be fair, Bard can also hit the plant. Like here, when Angel is walking, imagine Bard hits the plant. But pink warding it is cool. Yeah, the red card is pretty troll. I agree. That's a shutdown as well. Just gonna put some more money in the bank. Here, Perks ran it down. Like, this was a good situation. And then here, if he chilled his spaghettis, it would have been cool. Or imagine a world where entire G2 come follow along here. That could be cool too. Imagine everyone portal over here. G2 is like, let's abandon ship and let's go over here. That could have been sick. But yeah. This trolled. Portals on cooldown? From when? You think it's on cooldown? I don't know. No, if Perks moves upwards now, but the problem is he doesn't have vision of a Nautilus. Like, this is not like the most egregious play he did. Like, he's pushing out Lee and like it made sense to some degree. But maybe in a world where everyone portals over, it's pretty sick. Uh, 20.5, he has cooldown reduction. 18 seconds. I think when you are out, okay, he uses portal 2035. I think when you're out of lane phase, you max E second, no? Regardless of the nerf. Pretty sure Mikyx has portal up. No? Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, this was pretty chill. So we have the next Drake. There's nothing to create on side lane, right? That's why I'm not really paying attention to it. Like, everyone has TPs, everyone's too durable to kill. Like this Renekton is building Spirit Visage, and he farmed way more than Volibear did, and TF was catching most of the side lanes. People asking me about the Volibear build, but in this game it makes sense. Volibear just needs to hit whatever's in front of him. He keeps 40% CDR here. The Volibear is alright here. I don't think it's a problem. Do you try to get 40% CDR on TF ASAP? Not really. Like, the items you want are not don't really have that much CDR. Just in a lot of cases, I just see Ultimate Hunter. I like Ultimate Hunter on TF. Coming into this fight, you know, G2 have decent items. They're not looking that much weaker here. Also, we see that you know, this is a player that gets caught. There's just no reason to continue that heavily. They continue so far and they rush forward and they're running into space where they don't belong. And then the flash W of Renekton onto Ezreal, like right here, they don't get through to him and he dies. The fight was won. Here the fight is won. You don't need to chase. Chasing here just loses you the fight. The longer Ezreal gets to fight, the better. Mickey definitely trolled this fight. Again, I don't blame Ezreal too much for dying. This is more like of a team decision that you're continuing. They're trying to kill Sword Art, and he played it super well after the fact that he got caught. Like, getting caught, of course, is bad, and the punish was obviously there, but G2 just chase in to Syndra and Ashe and Lee. There's no reason to. Bard ultimate is everything. I just think they got too excited by the Bard ultimate that they landed here. The Bard ultimate was super good. Don't get me wrong. But imagine here they're not continuing in, Nautilus is dead and they kite backwards. He didn't really have room to buy Leandris this game. Leandris would have been good, but like, his team needed executioners, which was pretty awful that he had to be the one buying it. Like, honestly, Jankos should have been the one buying executioners for the Morello probably. But Death's Dance is also important. Like Death's Dance, if you don't have Death's Dance and you got fucking get snapped by Syndra, you don't win the fight. That's the only way you lose the game. Yes, like, we're gonna get like a pro view soon of SuFM, if I remember correctly. Like, the man is just, like, I think he's building like this, like a tonk, so he can stand still and calculate. Like, here he's like, he's like, I want crab. What on earth was this Q on crab? That's actually fucking funny, man. I didn't even realize this. It is fucking misses Q on crab while Sword Art is taking the D. And the crab just sidesteps it. And then still pinging the crab. He's like, I want the crab. I think he wanted to Q the crab, then kick volley. He can also use W the Nautilus to do that. But it's a nice kick, very nice kick. But I think this was G2's fault by chasing further. Nautilus was out. What is your opinion about Ndoimbi saying Nemesis on the same level as Caps? Isn't it just, I thought he was just being sarcastic because Nemesis insulted him last year. Yo, did you see that fucking... Look at that Graves ult. Boom, look at that Graves ult. Look at the burst. Do you think Janna would be better support in this game against Nautilus, Lee Sin, Renekton? Why is Janna good against Nautilus? Thank you for your subscription, Earl of Wikicha, 22, T1. Cancel Q. I don't know, man. I think Doinby is just wholesome, no? Like Doinby just is like super wholesome. Like sure you can cancel Q, but let's get back to the game. I kind of was missing out on everything. I don't see the purpose of Renekton itemizing like this. Like I understand that he's more durable on sides, but this was not like the name of the game, right? I feel like if Renekton, like all the fights were around Drake, if Renekton itemized aggressively, I feel like he would have the potential to maybe one-shot TF or do a lot of damage to Ezreal, you know? I think it would have been so much better. Black Cleaver does no damage on R. Yeah, I'm just trolling, guys. But like if he bought lethality this game, he would be fucking useless too. There's 3 tonks on the enemy side, okay? I know everyone hates Black Cleaver and everyone is disgusted by this item, but the enemy has Nautilus, Lee Sin, and Renekton all building tonks. What pick would be better than Graves? Graves pick is not the problem. There's some other problems this game. But if you want me to say it, then just fucking go set. So what? Why would Volley want to kill Nord faster? That's funny. That's funny, man. Thing is, Volibear is not some assassin, you know? Here, G2 just want to play front to back. They just want to play front to back. They want to hit whatever's first and then kill that quickly. And Volibear is just gonna hit. Like, Volibear is gonna hit the first target. Like, Volibear is not playing dive. Like, he's not gonna fucking dive for the backline. It's completely depends on the game, guys. Completely depends on the game. You know, in the case of, like, you can't compare this Volibear game to the game where Bibbo played Volibear. It's not the same thing. I mean, at least it's higher chance of killing Ashe or Syndra. In what worlds is Graves autoing frontline? In what world is in what world is Graves autoing Ashe and Syndra? They have double the range of him. Like here, if they are like this team composition is about Ezreal. It's about TF cards. They want to play long fights. Graves can flash in, and Ashe and Syndra don't have flash. Guys, you're being very unrealistic. Very, very unrealistic. So we're just gonna continue with the review. Like, Graves autos can be blocked, let alone tanks. No, here you play front to back, and then if you land a card onto Syndra, cool, because that's what happened later in the game. But it's not about like even if in this game Jankos bought lethality, do you think he's gonna snipe the Ashe or the Syndra? Like, come on, guys. We continue. the YouTube folks are not going to be happy about us wasting time on this. So we're just going to continue. So there was a discussion about rapid fire cannon. Rapid fire cannon is decent because there's no form of cleanse on both Syndra and Ashe. I think that gives rapid fire cannon a lot more value. I think it's good into Ashe and Syndra because it gives you a lot more pressure on them in fights. But I also understand death cap because you can play on Ezreal and then just look to card Lee and Renekton and Nautilus. So I understand the death cap too. Like in terms of DPS, death cap is much better. You two people are subhuman and you're great. I think that's very rude of you. If there's a mod in the chat, ban him because I CBA. Let's focus on the game. So we're on Soul Point, we had the beautiful kick, Mikyx with beautiful vision score. We love what we're seeing from our European supports in terms of building vision. Mikyx had a wonderful game. Drake is spawning. Very important timer here for the Drake, you know? Very important timer for the Drake because Twisted Fate just finished Death Cap and Death Stance is finished. So we have 3-core Ezreal, 3-core Ashe, but Syndra is still stuck on 2-core. So there's no Void Staff finish. He goes for Stopwatch. Once again, I reiterate the point about Drake fights and how some of the champions that are more reliant on Flash, like a Renekton with Flash makes him so much more powerful in fights. Same thing with Lee, same thing with Syndra, same thing with any champion, right? But these fights are all about the Drake situations. So most flashes are going to be open. So what you're basically saying is of the Bruiser crit lethality Graves builds at this point is basically doesn't make a difference? No, it's just that this game Graves was very poor. And when you're very poor as Graves, in order to make sure that you don't get one-shotted by, for example, the Syndra, you need to buy HP. People often forget the build path of Black Cleaver is one of the most convenient build paths in the game in terms of buying stats that are almost always useful. Ruby Crystal, Longsword, great items to buy, cheap items to buy when you're getting dicked on in the jungle. In this game as well, the enemy has 3 very high armor targets. Very high armor targets. And he's going to be hitting that front line most of the time. Cloak is more tanky. What Cloak? You mean Edge of the Night? But lethality is not that great. And I'm pretty sure Edge of the what's it called? I'm pretty sure Black Cleaver gives more HP than Edge of the Night. Like, there's no argument here, guys. Buying lethality against Nautilus, Lee Sin, and Renekton here is not that great. This is a Knight's Vow Lee Sin. Yeah, this was absolutely nuts. Because G2 have the better position. But they always allow this to happen. Like here they can just push them out all the way. But the fear is Nash. So Suning, the tricky thing about Soul Point is that Drake is easy to kill, and we have Nash. Because here, G2's fear is if they commit all the way and they push out Renekton, is that the enemy team just goes towards Nasher and they will not find re-entry. Yeah, Mortal Reminder wouldn't be bad. Mortal Reminder wouldn't be bad, but keep in mind in the context of how bad Graves was in this game. He couldn't be running around with just a longsword. Syndra would Q, R, and he would die. That's super important. It's very important. Okay, so Jankos is just too far. He's shooting up the Lee and then the flash Q of Sword Arts. It's a very nice engage, let's be honest. But G2, I think the reason they are hovering in this space and instead of pushing the Renekton out is because they are not... They are afraid of Nash. The outcome though here is so Swallow, beautiful engage, very nice counter Bard ultimate because he catches almost everyone, and then some very important spells land here because look at Angel, he took a lot of trash damage. When I say trash damage, not concentrated damage, but he took damage from random spells that were thrown out. Angel very low HP, and it seems almost like Suning don't recognize this because if here Syndra gets the base TP back, they have soul. But Suning are very, very impatient here. Like, it's always about the crab. Always about the crab when it comes to SoFM. Like, here, just chill, back off, you're good. And G2 had the presence of mind here to find the engage while Angel is recalling. Angel bases here, all is good. Suning won the game. But due to this, they live to fight another day. But G2 counter with their overextension. And here comes Angel with his TP. Perks dies, the stun. And I think there's just layers of mistake here. And Graves is saying maybe I can steal, but man's got short legs, man. Important thing to know about Ocean Soul is you need to be hitting things in order to heal. And in some cases, if you are, of course, Syndra or an Ashe, and you manage to get yourself one shot, then Ocean Drake doesn't help you. If you're getting kited as Renekton, Ocean Soul doesn't help you. Of course, it's relevant. I'm not trying to say that Ocean Soul is bad. Of course not. But there are some conditions that need to be met in order for for it to have full effect. Is Abyssal Mask or Solari better than Visage this game for Wunder? I think maybe too little HP to justify a Solari, but maybe it is good because he's overcapping on CDR here, and Solari in general is just such an OP item, and I think you can definitely save some of your buddies. Of course, don't get me wrong, Ocean Soul is fantastic. Ocean Soul is ridiculously OP. It's just that with some of the things that happen within the fights, Ocean Soul became less relevant. Became very relevant for the poke, but there were some deaths that made it irrelevant. That's all I'm trying to say. Ashe has no flash, that's the big hope here, but she has QSS. And here, very unfortunate, like Mikyx ate all the Syndra burst. And let me take a look at this again. I guess Ezreal's catching top, but the tower is dying. They spot Ezreal and they're like, we can just run it down. We can run it down. This is a very nice move from Suning because in a lot of cases, people, like a lot of noobs, they push this wave and they're like, we have mid prio, let's enter. But everyone's chilling in this space, right? So face shaking that is not good. So what you can do is just run it down. You run it down because you force a reaction. And if the enemy is being too greedy, if they are not in a position to start Nash, they need to go all the way around. Of course, it helps if you have Ashe, because you can spot the enemy. Now the continuation, they spotted them, and you see G2's awkward pathing into mid. This is what true mid prio is about. And now, when Suning forced the reaction from G2, they are in a very defensive position. Here, Suning want to look to pressure Nash and contest this space. Very nice. Learn from this, guys. Learn from this. The hook lands, but Suning, like Angel, just does an ult with 4 balls. Like at the point in time where you have blue buff, just fucking spam Q on the ground always. Spam Q on the ground. Spam Q on the ground. Spam Q on the ground. Keep spamming Q on the ground. He could have had one more stun, one more Q, and then maybe Mikyx would have been in lethal. He wouldn't be, but still matters. The arrow lands on fucking Ezreal. I was super worried here. I think Bin finds his timing. Bin here is pretty bad. He pre-R'd and then he chose to... Like, who the fuck did he W here? Like, who did Bin W? I don't see. Is Mikyx just cleansing him? Did he just cleanse Caps perfect? That was a very nice Mikael, man. Holy. Mickey. What the fuck? Mickey. The speed of that Mikael. Wow. Very nice. So FM ran it down here a little bit, let's be honest. Nautilus died too. But Suning had no reason to fight this, right? They forced G2's position, and if they stepped into the Nash area and G2 need to start doing some face checking, if G2s need to start doing some face checking, it gets tricky. Sure, you have TF ult, but TF ult down, maybe it becomes hard. Just no reason to start a siege here against a composition that's very happy to see all of you. Still, what I mentioned in Champion Select, Ezreal and Bard definitely like outscale everyone in this game. Morgana lane phase with most ADs that are meta right now is not so strong. Why no Rek'Sai or Olaf in this meta? Because the meta right now are some farm junglers that have very long range. And they have long range, meaning, you know, they get kited. Bard had more damage than Jankos. I think this was probably the highest DPM support that we saw ever. Don't you think Kindred is a better version of Graves? Yeah. I think Kindred is easier to be useful on, for sure. Kindred is way easier to be useful on. I think some of the lesser teams should definitely play Kindred. Did he just preemptively Mikyx himself? No, he didn't. He had cooldown. No, he didn't. He just tonk. Like, how tanky is Mickey? You just can't die, man. Alright. I think Syndra can just snap him in half, no? Like, why is Syndra not just spellbinding? Like here. What on earth? Just snap him, no? You have another Q, W, ult with Spellbinder, you have Void Staff, you kill him. If it bleeds, you can kill it. Let's be honest, guys, in the discussion of what will be better than this Graves this game, there is a lot of candidates. Let's not worry about that. Because of Graves' smokescreen. Guys, he knows the arrow landed and he has phase rush. Why Lucian in mid is meta but not on bot? Because he gets destroyed by support. Wunder was... I was so fucking shocked with what he was doing here, man. What a fucking baller. This was some mad thing, man. I don't really feel the presence of the Ashe that much in this game, honestly. I think some of the lack of experience definitely shown through in some of the deeper, darker moments of the game. Let's be honest, G2's players have played many games that look like this. Many games that are like in the darkness. They've won games like this in the past. Why SoFM keeps standing still randomly? I think it's just fucking... calculating, man. He's a tank, he can eat a lot of spells, and he has Ocean Soul, so he's just like, maybe. Yeah, Mercs are very, very valuable here. I was told that's why that Suning didn't go for Leona, because Mercury's would be too OP. And I get that. It's funny how Perks is going to waste his entire champion mana pool here to try to soften Suning up, but the Ocean Soul is super insane. People were very excited by Ezreal's damage numbers here, but a lot of that was poke, and this fight was about 2 minutes long. Like, I think the damage calculation starts already now. The Qs are landing. Uses QSS. Probably didn't need to. So FM goes in, but he's a tonk. Finds more opportunities. Still, this is perfectly fine, you know? Suning is going to regen all this HP. No problem at all. There's a red buff on SoFM. Not sure why he has red and not Huanfeng. But let's just, live with it. Here, I don't know why Bin flashes in. Like, the man has Mikyx. Mickey has Mikyx. Like, he's falling for the same thing over and over again. And he has the Mikyx lands, and Mickey kites away, and Caps walks away as well. And now Bin, no flash. He's useless. No ult, no flash. SoFM, no ult. These are now just bags of meat rolling around. Mickey's item usage there was very beautiful. And then here, Angel, like once again, just look at this Bard Q, man. Bard Q, boom. And then the stun card lands, and then Angel dies. And then when Angel dies, this fight becomes really, really easy. The reason I wanted to point out, like if this happens in the fight, the Ocean Soul doesn't matter, right? Ocean Soul makes no fucking difference. That's why I wanted to point that out, that Ocean Soul still has conditions to be useful. I'm saying Ocean is really OP, but if you're playing a game, you're against Ocean Soul, you can just say, okay, we can look to one-shot someone, and that's cool. Caps ult perfect. Caps ult was good, but I think that positioning was pretty natural to do. I think just Suning's, like, G2's insight here to look for Bin and then to chase after Bin. He has no flash, no spell. Bard Portal lands, they chase him all the way. And then they are looking to catch Renekton here. But they find Angel instead because they had the vision because of the ult. And then here, they don't have vision over G2. Like, G2 is invisible here, and TF Ultimate is coming up big here because they have vision. The Bard ult goes, the Bard Q goes, and Angel has flash, like he shouldn't get hit by this, but everything is coming through Fog of War. So let's be honest, like this might look stupid for us, but they don't see shit, man. He doesn't see shit. The problem is just that they are overreacting because Ben is getting caught. I think in a world where he just takes the plant over and then dashes through the Drake, he's going to be completely fine. And Angel has no reason to walk all the way up there. No reason to go there at all. Let's take a look at what Sword Art did. Guys, what the fuck is Suning doing? Like one guy is doing blue, so FM is doing blue to regen with soul and getting HP back, and then Bin is on an adventure, and so FM has nothing to do in this fight. So FM flash, so without Q, but there's too little damage output at this point with no Syndra. Ezreal can't die. Like I think the Ashe made a mistake with not buying Last Whisper 4th. I think Mortal Reminder was super good here. Like Perk has 200 armor. Keep this in mind. It has so much armor. Mikyx Blade is super good again. And Sword Art also queued the wall. Actually didn't queue the wall. What the fuck happened? Did he queue Mikyx, but Mikyx already started the jump? What happened? Oh, he hit Ezreal. He hit Ezreal, but Ezreal was already in E animation. And then here, Wunder also does a pretty good play. Like Ashe is trying to find access. But the problem is, like Ashe no Last Whisper, no Lord Dominic. Just Ashe needs to kill Volibear. I think Ashe got Boris this game, and Volibear is too much of a problem. Volibear finds the health to go down, and Huan Feng is also autoing the Volibear, and then the Ezreal ult comes, and Wunder played it super good. Yeah, like Ezreal has 200 armor. Like all of these are chunky boys, and so FM tries to go for the steal, and with the Elder, into the Nash, there should be almost GG. Almost GG. It should be like borderline GG. I think like 2 inhib open, and then you play against Ocean Soul again. Fight would have been more won if Wunder built Vitality to assassinate Ashe. Checkmate Atheists. Yeah, Ashe not flashing as well is a problem. I think Ashe still had QSS here open too. I don't know what Ashe QSS'd. Like Ashe has QSS, no? What did Ashe QSS? Like here. No, I'm trolling. Like, obviously, you don't go Volibear Lethality. Ashe QSS Bardult. Interesting. She just breaks the rules of the game. That's insane. Can't QSS Bardult, my friend. Yeah, Syndra's the problem. Angel trolled that situation. Bin also trolled that situation. Honestly, in that fight, Suning players just didn't play good. And then here, G2 ran it as well. They definitely ran it. They could just take it easy. Not sure what Bin is doing. Like, what on earth was Bin doing? Where is he? He's on mid-wave. I'm clearing mid-wave. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so from this position, you just take it easy. You have Elder for another 30 seconds. You play with the wave. And like some of these Syndra stuns that landed here were super beautiful. Like the first Syndra stun was really good too. Like there was a Syndra stun here. He lined up the Qs. The Syndra stun lands on almost everybody. Boom, Syndra stun. Well, not on everybody, but on Ezreal. And yeah, I just thought, you focus the tower. Like, why are they not hitting the tower? Like Caps is positioning so well here. Caps is positioning so well. He's finding access to the tower. I think if they just look to hit the turret, it would be okay. It's just that Caps walked forward too much and hit the tower. I think they could have finished the tower here for sure. And then take it easy. And then look at that stun. Like everyone's just falling into the balls. Like Wunder ran it down. Let's be honest, Wunder ran it. Caps could have hit the turret and then Kai back after Nautilus triggered. And then this turret would have been way lower. And then they could have played it slower. Just that the Syndra ult onto the Volibear into the spells was just too rough. And like G2 keep fighting. Like they are so committed. And now Elder is gone. I think Caps was like, we have Elder, we can go. Oh shit. I think they could have ended. Yeah, also the ocean got crazy value here. Like, look how much ocean is healing them, man. It's really crazy. I think it was a winning situation for G2 for sure. TF blue card does the most amount of burst. Like TF blue card does the most damage. I think also Suning choked the ending here. Because I think Suning could have ended. That's how I remember it at least. A red card is more damage. Are you sure? Is that your final answer, Cathalor 5? Is that your final answer, Cathalor 5? Red has the most damage? He doesn't know. ADTF all the same. Yeah, definitely ADTF this game. So this was like Jankos trolled this. I'm gonna be honest, he trolled this. Because he just fucking Graves ulted nothing. And maybe he could sacrifice himself to look to get the minions. Smite the cannon, Q, R from melee range, and it would have been good. Instead, he queued and ulted almost nothing, and the minions are still alive, which gives Suning a chance. Why has there been an increased presence of misfortune at Worlds? Because Kramer is at Worlds. And that's about it. The Bard ult was good to just buy time for Ezreal. Because this was an end. Suning end here. Just hit the fucking towers, man. Hit the towers. Like, why are the towers not falling, man? They're not falling. Like, why are they hitting why are they hitting Jankos? Like, why are they wasting time hitting Jankos? Like, why are they so horny to kill Jankos? Just ignore him. Ignore him. Hit. Hit. And then what is Quan Feng taking damage from? Like, Why is he so low HP? He's tanking the tower! Ash is tanking the tower, man! He's tanking the tower! Oh no! Actually, Yanko saved this game so hard. Yeah, he mind controlled the enemy into focusing him. And Huan Feng has taken so much damage. Like, if Huan Feng is healthy here, he can carry. But he's not. Then the game is over. Yeah, Angel definitely runs it down, man. Where is he going? I didn't even realize. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Angel, sorry. I didn't see this. I missed this. Holy shit. That's a fallen angel. Oh! I bet Mikyx like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? You wanna get stunned? Cap's ghost is crucial here, else he can't chase. You know you can ult. Nah, but Suning can end here, guys. Suning can end. And Jankos didn't play this good. He mind controlled the enemy, if anything. Then Angel ran it. And then Huan Feng tanked the turret to lose HP. LPL 3rd seed, by the way. Man, they should have won this game. This is the best of one. Don't be like that, man. Don't be like that. Like Suning have some rookies on their team. Angel first time to the World Championship. We paid that courtesy to Western players too. This is a one game. Suning play one game. One game. Calm down. Jeez, what a game. I think G2 trolled so hard that Suning thought it was the meta. Now that's a funny comment. That's a funny comment. I like that. Nah, what is a flash? Jesus, that is terrible. Wow. That is fucked. You're on Reddit, bro? What's on Reddit? Anyhow, thank you so much for watching the game together with me. There was some crucial moments that we paid attention to. It was a fun game, a dirty game. But yeah, we enjoyed this. We enjoyed it. Let's see what happens with the rest of the group.